Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club, a podcast about watching movies with friends. And we're glad you're with us, dear Redshirt community, here at the Mailbag end of all things. Yes, that's a Lord of the Rings reference in the middle of Star Wars season, but then this is an episode about looking back and celebrating everything we've enjoyed together over the past year. Thank you for being on the journey with us and for all your insightful correspondence. It's time to open the mailbag. Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club. I am your host today, Rob Pearson, joined today, as always, by David Jackson.
Hello.
And Nathan Dighton.
Hello.
And as we reach the year's end, we thought it would be nice to take the chance to have a look through the mailbag end.
Yeah.
Here at the end of all things.
Return of the Mail.
The end of 2025 at least. Not just to look back over what we've enjoyed and hopefully what you've enjoyed through the last year, but also we asked for some comments on what you maybe want to see more of or less of in the future. So we've got some mail, we've got some comments. We're just going to read through them and chat. I'm going to start with this email from Tom Meade, who says, "Chaps,
Nice.
while I've been a fan of all things PlayStation Access for years, I did not catch the start of the pod, but stumbled across your Lord of the Rings episodes on a long drive back from Brisbane to Sydney shortly after New Year."
Wait, Tom's Australian.
I've got no sense of that. It sounds long.
Brisbane to
Australia's
Sydney.
big.
I thought you were going to say, I've got no time
Can
for it.
someone
No time for
can someone
Australians.
Google map Brisbane
Not during the Ashes.
Brisbane to Sydney to see how long that would take in a
Okay.
car?
Yeah.
Tom goes
It's
on to
45
say,
minutes. I find it.
Show me directions from Brisbane to Sydney.
"It made what is otherwise a tedious journey."
It's 10 hours.
Oh, it's perfect.
God.
Perfect.
For the Lord
For
of the Rings.
the Lord of the Rings podcast episodes we did. "It made what is otherwise a tedious journey into a great road trip. As my girlfriend and I chortled along for hours. Thank you. Dave's recent admission that a boy at school often ate his sausage has to be my moment of the year, which brings a smile to my face at all the wrong moments."
Has that boy been in touch since you...
No, he's not able to listen to sounds. I don't know what I mean by that.
Where he is locked down somewhere.
He's instructed. Did I tell you that
It's like Hannibal Lecter, but for sausage eaters.
he was one of the best rugby players on our team.
Oh.
I was on the team with him.
Yeah.
I hated it. He was a bully, but that was
Yes.
I got the least of it. Like eating my sausage was really like
What's the small
he
tax?
properly pared it back because we're teammates
I have
and we
to
play
do
rugby
something
together.
to you.
And he his whole dream was to drive a tractor. That's what he wanted.
You said, yeah.
Oh, I did say this.
No, maybe you told me off air. I
Right,
don't know.
okay. And he did that. He achieved his dream age 16. And by I mean drive a tractor, I don't mean once. That's what he wanted to do with his life. He wanted to be a farmer and he wanted to but specifically drive a
Part of me
tractor.
really believed you were going to say he wanted to eat the biggest sausage in the world.
And here's the
That would be
weird
his
thing,
dream.
right? I think it's quite weird. He left school as soon as he could. So we did our GCSEs and he left school.
Yeah.
He didn't even collect his GCSEs.
Some people just don't give
He
a
just
fuck.
didn't know what he got. He was like, doesn't matter, I'm a farmer now. And so I assume that maybe he does listen to the podcast. Like I assume farmers have a nice trundling along down the
he's
road.
listening as he's ploughing fields.
I always thought it was super admirable, though. As someone who at 16 had no idea what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
I was really jealous of him knowing exactly what he wanted to do and having achieved it so young.
Yeah.
Well done to him.
I mean, what's next for him? After that,
Well, he's just maybe. I hope every day he wakes up and just thinks this is great.
or bigger tractor.
What do you need ultimately, though? Everyone works for like a quiet life. Maybe his life just odd. He gets to see the outside all the time.
He does.
He gets to drive in presumably quite nice fields, and so much time just to himself.
Yeah, our lives are very, very
I'd quite like to
complicated.
drive a tractor. I think.
I don't mean our three. I mean just the world now is very complicated, but I think being a farmer is hard work.
Maybe if you give back your GCSEs, they'll let you drive
Maybe.
a tractor.
Yeah.
Have either of you ever watched Clarkson's Farm?
No.
Not yet. I hear it's great, and I would like to watch it.
The first season's, I think, it's really funny and good. All the subsequent seasons are just, what ridiculous contrivance can I think of for this episode?
That's the
Ha,
problem.
ha, ha.
That was what happened to
television.
Top Gear. Top Gear had a golden era where you couldn't see the writing. It felt like
Yeah.
the situations were happening quite organically, and then they realized it became really popular, and they were like, oh God, we've got to do crazier and crazier stuff. And every time you could foretell what was going to happen, and it was a bit of a shame. Anyway,
Tom.
He goes on for a little suggestion for the future at the end. Tom suggests a Coen Brothers series would be amazing. Also, I'd love your thoughts on the work of Paul Thomas Anderson. So he basically just wants us to watch There'll Be Blood and No Country for Old Men.
I mean,
he wants us to do a boys series.
Tom has
for the boys.
We've only been doing boys series so far.
Is only suggesting series that will take 10 hours at least to.
Yes, so you can drive. He's stuck there until we do another.
10 hours. That's not that long for Australia, though, is it?
No.
So you'd think those two cities, Brisbane and
what's
Sydney,
like 10 hours? Is that like from here to like Aberdeen?
It's from here to Inverness, maybe.
It's a really, having looked up it's a very small. If you think of Australia as like, it's basically a circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a very small part of the
Basically a circle.
Is it?
When I try and make my homemade naan breads, I try and do them perfectly circular, and often they come out looking like Australia. So we'll go with circle.
It's also very flat, isn't it? Certainly on the outside, which I think was where most people live on the coast.
Yeah,
it's just very.
You
flat,
can't live in the middle,
and it's probably
what's that bit in the middle?
That's the tediousness of the drive.
What's that big?
Uluru,
yeah.
That's a big thing, isn't it?
That's a big old thing. I'd like to see it. But yeah, if you've ever seen like a heat map of the population of Australia, it's like.
I don't want to upset Tom
barely
or anyone who
in
listens to
Yes, you do.
It's one of the few places I really would love to go to. New Zealand, for instance.
Yeah,
Australia.
You'd also like to go to?
I still think that dream's going to happen, by the way. Still feel like I'm going to get to New Zealand. Australia, it looks really hot, and there are really like things that get you.
I have the same opinion. Like, I've no great desire to go to Australia. And I was like, the beaches are amazing. Yeah, they look amazing.
They do look
but
amazing.
They're not like uniquely amazing.
What's in the water though?
Sharks, exactly.
Stonefish, even more scary.
What from Neighbours? Australians.
He's there as well, yeah.
Everywhere.
Stonefish are mental. Do you know about the stonefish?
No.
It just sits on the floor looking like a stone, and it's got one spike on its back, and if you stand on the spike, you're just dead. That's
just
it.
dead. That seems like a bad video game bad guy. This enemy's super unbalanced.
What a piece of shit animal for God to create.
It sits there.
Yeah, stonefish. I'll put that in Australia as
like,
well.
If you're in Australia, you've really got to wear like jelly sandals or whatever when you go in the
and just
in the
never
sea.
touch the floor.
Jelly sandals are not. If I'm dead, I'm wearing titanium shoes.
Okay, yeah, clogs.
Yeah.
You just don't go in the water.
Yeah. Just don't
go in the water.
But it's a nice respite from the heat of the not water. That's the problem.
I would just never ever go in. I'm not going to Australia.
Someone else told me about walking back from the beach one day, and they went a slightly different route, and they suddenly realised they were surrounded by massive webs that were just huge spiders that were just strung up in the
It's like
in
freaking
the sky.
Mirkwood in real life.
Was Gollum there?
But I think the cities are nice. Wouldn't it be nice to see the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House?
I would like to go on a city break trip to either Sydney or Melbourne.
I'd like to go to Ramsay Street.
Ramsay Street.
Could we play cricket in Ramsay Street?
Can you go to Ramsay Street like you can go to Hobbiton?
I bet you can. I say with no real idea. You must be able to. Yeah, you can definitely do like a tour of Ramsay Street, I'm sure.
What a holiday that would be if you did both at once. You know, you went to New Zealand and Australia, you did Hobbiton and Ramsay Street. The big two.
Two big ones out of my life, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tom. And I hope you enjoy more road trips with our podcast in 2026. This next email is from Praep, who says, hello there.
Hello there.
I don't know if that's a Star Wars reference, but I've chosen
Could just
to
be a
believe
greeting.
that it is. Praep says, what is that one film or a book or a game for you? The film that you and your friends say you must watch, that they insist you watch, especially that they insist you especially would really like, and promise you that your life will be infinitely better for having watched it, and in fact is currently empty without it. Okay, that last bit's an exaggeration, but surely you must have a film like that in your life. And the sad thing is, most of the time, when you finally do end up watching it, oftentimes it isn't as good as you were led to believe, or you were not in the best mental space to watch it, with all the pressure from your friends. Is there a film like that for you that you did end up watching, or something that you still haven't? I ask because for me it was Brazil. Thank you, Nath, for finally setting up the opportunity for me to watch it, and oh my God, did it live up to the hype.
Oh, wow.
I loved it so much. It's not a film you really enjoy, but it moved me deeply. I'm sure I would have liked it if I had watched it in many years back when it was constantly recommended to me. But now, as I'm entering my mid-30s with more than a few scars from my scrapes with bureaucracy and just general life, I connected with it more than any other movie in recent times. It was brilliantly depressing. So thanks for that, Nath. Also, Dave and Rob, you are nice too, I guess. But in all seriousness, guys, love all that you do, and this little corner of the internet is invaluable to me. Have a great Christmas and New Year's. Thanks, Pradeep.
I love Pradeep. He's emailed before.
What sort
Great
of
value.
What sort of friendship
It's not
group
me.
does Pradeep have where they're all going, mate, you've got to watch Brazil. You're gonna love this movie. I think we all enjoyed Brazil very much, but like Nath has said how much he likes Brazil. He's never said to me, "You got to watch Brazil."
I kind of feel this is what I was going to say about Pradeep's email. Is I feel like maybe it's because we've worked together for so long on a thing which is basically just recommending things to people, and we know that, like, not to recommend things to me because I won't play or watch them, and I am constantly thinking if I recommend something to people, they'll just be disappointed.
Yeah.
And Rob doesn't care.
All of you seem to recommend me stuff all the time.
I don't know if we do anymore.
do?
Not anymore. I think like we're surprised when you haven't seen
gotta
stuff.
watch Inside Number 9. Oh my god.
Yeah, Inside Number 9.
Gotta watch Toast to London. Oh my god.
I don't know about that. I think Inside
Toast to
Number 9.
London's great, man.
Toast to London is great, but I don't think Rob's gonna get much out of it personally. But I do think he would really enjoy Inside Number 9. That can be yours. But it just, it surprises me the things Rob hasn't seen from time to time. But I try, like Ghostbusters. You haven't seen the Ghostbusters. I'm not going to tell you to watch them.
I couldn't tell you if Rob would enjoy. I mean, this is partly why we're here.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you whether Rob's going to enjoy anything.
He wouldn't enjoy them. No, Rob will only enjoy surprising things.
What was your favourite Star Trek film again, Rob?
The one with the whales.
Right, yeah.
The Journey Home.
Undiscovered Country.
Voyage Home, I think.
Voyage Home. Sorry, Undiscovered Country, something else. It's the next one.
Do you have one, Nath, where people tell you to... I've definitely tried
He's got
to
a
get
game.
you to...
He's got a game, and that game is Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
I
Elden Ring.
can't believe you've not
obviously
played
I'm going
Elden
to
Ring.
enjoy Elden Ring, aren't I? It's going to be the same as the other ones, but with a horse.
What are you waiting for again?
Just time. Just have some time.
You want... every time you recommend something to Nath, it starts a clock. There's a cooldown on
2 or 3 years.
And if you mention it again within those 2 or 3 years, that's it. Another 2 or 3 years back.
Thanks for fucking up Elden Ring for me.
Yeah, well, now it's my duty.
In that cooldown time, he will play or watch lesser things in the same genre.
Yes,
and
that's
really
right.
enjoy them.
An
annoying amount.
Yeah. I don't think I've got one. I'm quite malleable and prepared to watch stuff if people have recommended them to me enough. What did I watch recently that I can't remember? But anyway, I don't think people. If I will listen to a recommendation. In fact, I bought Dispatch the other day just because Rosie was talking about it on the PlayStation Access podcast. I will.
I'm looking at this game and thinking, oh, this actually is quite good.
Yeah,
that's great.
And the best thing, 8 hours.
Is it
8 1-hour episodes? That's what she said, and I was like, okay, now I'm listening. I could get that done. 8 1-hour episodes.
Looks
That's
really good.
Breaking it down like that as well. Like, just find an hour. That's one episode done.
And it's got your man from Breaking Bad in it.
Has it? Which one? Bryan Cranston? Aaron Paul.
Yes.
I'm rewatching Breaking Bad at the moment, and so that's great news.
I'm
for
watching
me.
Pluribus at the moment.
I'm also watching Pluribus at the moment.
That's very good.
When I say that, I watched episode 1 last night.
Rob, you should watch Pluribus.
Oh yeah, you should love Pluribus.
That was
It's made by the same guy that did Breaking Bad, right?
Vince Gilligan.
Pluribus. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The next email is from Colin Spears. The subject line, thoughts on first Star Wars podcast.
Ooh.
Colin says, hello,
A review.
Nathan, Rob, and I guess Dave.
Oh, what?
Wow,
What a start.
Colin.
What a start to this email.
You've made a mortal enemy and Emily.
Yeah, watch out for those enemies.
You'll find out why later in this email. He's maybe put you last.
Okay.
I have emailed before about why me, an old man, did not see Star Wars in the cinema. However, my wife did and was impressed. It was new and spectacular. But Dave's wish that he had seen the film as it came out, but now he would be really old, did cause her to exclaim, oi, mush. I don't know if that's like a...
Oi, mush.
Oi, mush, watch it. So you've offended Colin Spears' wife.
I don't think anyone's called you Mush.
Presumably Mrs. Spears. No, I don't think I've been called... I've been called Mush, but in a friendly way.
Or
Mush.
That's half friendly.
We both remember the reaction to Empire, though. Again, I did not see it at the cinema. There was a critics and fan reaction that this was a bad film that would kill the series, and now it is seen as the best.
Wow.
I can totally understand that because having just watched them back to back recently again, They are so different. The first one's like quite comic book. I keep thinking about Darth Vader shouting and walking in a room to da 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 da, and it's like it's really different to
Mush.
yeah. Apology accepted, Colin. So
You're
I don't know.
Apologizing to Colin.
I can totally see I can totally see how people were taken aback by it the first time. Do you agree, Rob? You're just sitting very quietly.
I can't. Well, all I think is I really like The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
and I just like a little bit.
I've
Force
always
Awakens.
liked it, so I must have been a visionary. But also, I think I've said this. I watched them backwards, so as in I watched them in reverse order. I didn't watch them backwards. That would be intolerable.
You watched Return of the Jedi first.
I did. Thanks, Dad.
Interesting.
Wow. It feels like you could have been guided better there.
I do think maybe he was right, though, because I was a very young child, and Return of the Jedi has got teddy bears in it.
I was thinking about this yesterday when you said that you thought Force Awakens was more kid-friendly than Empire Strikes Back. Because I watch movies now, and in my head I have, would I show Ella this? And I'm not sure I'd show her A New Hope.
No.
I think I might show her Empire Strikes Back, though.
The thing is, I was too young to watch Star Wars in the right order and fully understand what was going on. Or I don't think I would have got the whole I am your father. I just think it would have gone over my head. I was watching it for weird aliens and spaceships going fast and, you know, cool music and like stuff, you know, the Force. The actual nuance of it was really lost on me. So he might have just absolutely nailed it by showing me Return of the Jedi first, because it's just like, it's got amazing battles, fights, there are teddy bears, you're on a desert planet, then you're on a forest planet, and there's a big spaceship. It's like it's a pretty good one for a kid.
Maybe I would do the same. Because I think I think Force Awakens, not Force Awakens, my God, I keep calling it Force Awakens, A New Hope.
Yeah.
I think it's quite boring for a kid.
Madness.
Maybe today's kid, Nathan.
I think I can
today's
see
kid who's grown up on other
I
stuff.
can see her being bored by it. I can see her enjoying Return of the Jedi with the Ewoks for sure. Anyway, thanks, Colin.
Yeah, thanks, Colin.
This next email is from Melania Pina, who is a regular commenter on Patreon. And Melania says, "My very dear Redshirts,
hello.
It's been a pleasure spending this year in the company of your excellent podcast. Pure joy. There have been so many remarkable moments for me, like discovering the Indiana Jones trilogy, which I hadn't appreciated in the past, or enjoying a masterpiece like the first series of Twin Peaks for the very first time. But the best thing has been having the excuse to watch and appreciate so many films and turning it into a pleasant weekly ritual. And I'm proud to say that I finally purchased a decent TV and Blu-ray player to better enjoy all of this.
Wow.
Nice.
Participating in the lovely community on Patreon has also been a great pleasure. I don't have any major ideas or suggestions for the future at the moment. I can only say that I really liked the introductions you did for the Star Trek films, where you took your time to contextualize the period and the background behind the movie. Yeah, when we did some hard work.
Yeah. A few people have missed the hard work.
Yeah.
I've read.
Yeah.
Just work harder.
Yeah.
All we've got is vibes.
Can you make the Christmas maze again?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There we go. No one's mentioned the Christmas
just do
maze,
that.
man. Come on.
You got the staff, just do it. So thank you for all of this. And if I may say one more thing, since Nath has mentioned a couple of times that he needs to listen to Michael Palin to fall asleep. Well, know that you guys are my Michael Palin and have been for several years now. All the best, Melania.
That's
what
so
a lovely
good.
email.
I love that someone, because it was kind of out there at the beginning, Dave thought of the name Redshirt Cinema Club, and then we were thinking about it like being a club that you could, like follow along every week and talk to everyone. And I feel like if no one else, I don't know, it's a shame I don't know how to pronounce the name, Melania. But anyway, it's just taking it very seriously and is out there doing that. That's brilliant.
Yes.
I think
Somebody's taking the name
We've got
seriously.
like a core group of maybe 10 people
That's all that's a club.
who
actually
really
watch along.
seriously watch along with everything.
It's hard work. I mean,
it is hard work.
We're
It's
doing
hard
it.
work for us, and we actually do it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about the idea of if we wanted to do, introductions and some research again. If we watched a film every other week, we could probably do that. Do you know what I mean? It's slowing it down. And then if we could if on the off weeks we just, I don't even know.
That's the problem.
Just talk some more.
What do you do on the off weeks?
Q&A every other week.
Yeah, ask us another question. What's your favourite film? Okay, again. It's hard. Yeah, that's right, community. We want you to do the work.
Yeah.
So we can also do some work.
That's right.
Throw it out there. See how that goes down.
Rob, can I read an email? Because I saw one that you had.
How's Melania going to get to sleep if we only do... we'd still be doing the podcast. It's just the in-between ones.
Also, I feel like if you're going to sleep...
Maybe they'd just be sleep.
If you're going to sleep to it, I feel like you can just listen to old episodes. You know what I mean?
Old episodes. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the problem. I come up against this. I like to listen to stuff to go to sleep, but sometimes I listen to something interesting and it'll keep me awake.
Right, yeah.
So that ain't us, obviously.
Yeah. I'm trying to find where I put it now. Maybe you should read one more, Rob, and I'll find it.
Okay. I'll read this email from Ed Collins, which begins DNR, which obviously stands for Dave, Nath, Rob.
Yeah.
Or do not resuscitate.
Yeah.
Or that. Or did not read.
Yes.
In the words of Dr. Samuel Beckett, oh boy, what a year it's been. Now, I don't know who Dr. Samuel Beckett is. Does anyone know who Dr. Samuel Beckett is?
Yeah, from Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You should really watch that.
I have watched Quantum Leap.
Okay.
Did it? Have I told the story on the pod about how, so immediately after I finished, I think my master's at university, or maybe just my regular degree, I worked for a year in a call centre. I hated it. But at that time I had a Nokia phone and lots of time, and I programmed the Quantum Leap theme tune as my ringtone.
No, I don't even mention that, or even told me that before.
I did it from
I
memory.
thought you were going to say that you programmed it to do like Ziggy noises for the text messages.
I'm a basic man.
Because that would have been cool.
Yeah. No, but I did this myself.
Rob, I bet you had a good custom ringtone at some point in your life, like Toxic or something.
I had the Crazy Frog.
Rob, you're always so much more basic than I think.
He always reveals himself.
I also had, at one stage, I had The Good, the Bad and the Ugly.
See, that's cool.
It's not cool.
That is pretty cool. That's cooler than the Toxic
Ringtones
Frog.
in general are awful. What a terrible concept
They are.
And
They
what
made
a terrible
so much money for
era we lived in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
what was
for-
it, 2 or 3 years?
Every ad in the back of magazines that were going bust was like ringtone,
Yeah.
sex line.
Yeah, you could
ringtone.
have like a little, you could have a side hustle in sort of creating them, couldn't you?
Well, I did that Quantum Leap one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what that gets me.
But what did you like make it?
This is what I'm saying.
you like MIDI wrote it in
Well,
MIDI.
you can do it on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Thanks, man.
That takes some musical talent.
Well, no, I didn't.
A little bit.
Do you know? And I did it by ear, but people knew what it was, so it was fine.
Was it super basic? Was it just the melody, or did it have any like?
No, just the melody.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know? There's a podcast. I think 99% Invisible, which is a podcast series from the States. I think they did a podcast about that era, that gold rush of ringtones, and about, I think it was them, maybe it was This American Life. It was someone who'd worked in them just for like a year or two, and it was like a sweatshop of just like making them and then selling them, and then like the copyright stuff they were getting by the end of it. But yeah, it was about just getting in there, making shitloads of money, and then running away again.
Yeah.
What a weird little.
I guess like
industry.
this was before phones vibrated. There must have been a period before like for a while, like because now it's
They
like
did
we all
both.
agreed like put your phone on silent. Everyone's phone is on silent all the time.
It annoys me that yours vibrates during the podcast.
Well, I'm so sorry, but I don't know.
Just turn it off.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Yeah, you do.
I don't. It's got a switch to be on silent. I'd have to go deep into the mainframe.
Probably not that deep.
Well, you don't know. You've
I
got a Google
programmed the
phone.
phone once. You can turn off your buzz.
Well, you can turn off your stupid opinions.
Sorry, Rob.
I need to know if what if there's an emergency. I'm not sorry, Rob.
Anyway, Samuel Beckett says, oh boy.
Yes.
He does, yeah.
No. Ed Collins says, in the words of Dr. Samuel Beckett, oh boy, what a year it's been. We've been to Mordor. The unique mind of David Lynch. Seen Rob with hair, have we?
Yeah,
What's
in
he talking
your
about?
Valkyrie.
Oh, yeah. And wrestled with existentialism in The Matrix. Then we wrestled with dinosaurs instead, before heading to the 90s, battling with Nazis, and enjoyed some iconic films before heading back to Earth with an alien, John Carpenter. I still can't say the friggin' name.
You didn't respect the
John
end.
Carpenter, and landed squarely in the 80s. Throughout, our ideas of fandom were challenged. Alien Earth, I'm looking at you. And made to wonder if fandom and nostalgia are basically the same thing. Without a nostalgic hook in the past, do we consider ourselves fans or merely acknowledge that we don't dislike a set of films? Hard to say, but we have tried for a year. That's all to say it's been a blast. I'm looking forward to seeing where the pod takes us all next year. And I do mean all. The Patreon community is a genuinely great bunch of people. And whether we stick with the similar format of a handful of linked films, maybe try a live watch-along again, or try something harking back to the Trek days and trying to make someone a fan again, I'm all in. Merry Christmas to all of you and your families. I hope you have a well-deserved break and look forward to you being in my ears again soon, Ed Collins. P.S. You may remember from a previous letter, my 13-year-old daughter and I watched Alien this year.
Wow.
It awoke a need to watch more horror in her.
What?
And now we have watched it all. Yes, all of the horror. I often question my parenting skills and decision making, but she seems okay so far.
You just sometimes find her at the foot of your bed holding a knife, staring into the middle distance.
Memories that will last forever. Do you know, that's such a great summary of our year.
I was thinking the same thing. Well
and
done,
I was
Ed.
thinking, like, because sometimes I sit down to write like a Patreon update or like a podcast description, and I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And I just feel like maybe we could just use
We
that.
watched these films this year. You watched them with us.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was very good, yeah. Crashing back down to earth.
I like the bit about showing his 13-year-old daughter Alien, because I'm constantly trying to judge in my mind what is suitable, what is not suitable to show Ella, who's 10 now.
Yeah.
And I feel like is an age where she could watch some kind of stuff. Like you look at BBFC ratings, and there are some like 12, maybe even 15 rated movies. I'd be like, yeah, she could probably watch that.
Yeah.
And others, I just don't know. I was debating whether or not to start watching season 1 of Stranger Things with her.
Oh, yeah.
And I showed her the trailer.
Kind of scary.
That's what I thought is quite scary. I showed her the trailer I was watching the trailer for season 5, volume 2, which has come out yesterday or the day before. And Vecna is in that trailer. And I showed Vecna to Ella, and she was like, that's sort of scary. And then she's bothered by monsters. So I was like, okay. So we watched like the first minute of the first episode of season 1.
Yeah.
Which is a guy running through the corridor at the lab, Hawkins' lab.
Yeah.
And he gets into an elevator. He's desperately calling for the elevator. He
Yes,
looks back
that's
down
right.
the corridor, and it's just a corridor with lights flickering on and off, on and off, on and off.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, she's going to be loving this. She was fucking terrified. I was like, what? She's like, no. It's like, is that too scary for you? She does that thing where she's like, yeah. So what is it? What is it? So, the flickering lights, the flickering lights. So it's a fascinating insight into what's scary for a child.
Well,
not just a big obvious monster in your face.
The
but
thing
like
you can't
the
see
dark.
is this always scary,
Yeah,
isn't it?
the
Like,
dark.
what is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
I
Like,
can't believe you wouldn't show her A New Hope, but you'd show her Stranger Things.
Because I think, Stranger Things, I think, would be way more entertaining for her than A New Hope. I think A New Hope. I think it would be quite inaccessible for a 10-year-old. She would. I'll try. I'll try and report back.
Yeah.
I think she would be bored shitless by A New Hope. I genuinely do.
I don't want her to think I'm going to be judging.
I think Empire
But-
and Return of the Jedi, maybe, like you said, Dave.
I think Return of the
There's
Jedi.
so much for her to enjoy in Return of the Jedi.
If she was I guess I watched it as a small boy, which is
Yeah.
very different to like, I mean, Leia's pretty cool.
But again, with less, I think the kids of today have got so much at their fingertips, and it's like, the powers that be have got good at, almost nefarious at tapping into attention spans, and we're all losing attention spans.
Neither of my kids gave a fuck about Star Wars.
No.
And I loved it.
They kind of like The Force Awakens when it came out, right? They were like, maybe we'll be into Star Wars, and then they were like, no, we're not.
Shit, and they didn't understand why there was like Rogue One, which went backwards. Well,
Yeah.
on Disney.
Yeah,
I
they
feel
really
like
messed it up, didn't
there is a way to do it where I could make her like Star Wars. I feel like I have to do it correctly. Like I'd love for her to like Lord of the Rings. I've not shown that to her yet because I know she just wouldn't be on board for that. I don't think.
That's a tricky one.
is a tricky one.
My
So
kids
I've
have
got
never
to deploy it at the right time.
You
So I
could
feel like there is a way.
Try my dad's way. I think Return of the Jedi is where you start. Genuinely, it won't ruin the "I'm your father" thing because she probably won't pay attention to him being his dad.
Madness.
And then it's just like desert planet, forest planet, big, massive, giant worm frog thing. Oh, the Rancor, that's cool. And like a fight, and then there's very little Yoda in it, being philosophical. Lots of good stuff. Teddy bears.
This is crazy.
She knows Yoda from the Seagull Stop It Now song.
Yeah, right.
Which is one of her favourite songs as a baby.
Right. Well, then she should.
She was crying.
Respect the text.
I would play Seagull Stop It Now, and it would always put her in a good mood.
So I've got this email. I found it now. It's from Andrew. Dear everyone, I felt inspired to share a few fun facts that have been inspired by your excellent John, respect the N, Carpenter series.
Nice.
That reminder actually helped me. I was like, yeah, anyway. I realised I've just missed the last Mailbag episode, but it's more important to me that you read this than you read it out. So I'm sending it to you anyway. Fun fact number 1, I watched Attack on Precinct 13 for the first time last week, but within a few minutes it felt like I was returning to an old childhood favourite because of the music. It turns out that the soundtrack was sampled in a song called Mega Blast by the Bomb the Bass in 1988.
Bomb the Bass.
Which was in turn sampled as the main theme tune in one of my favourite Amiga 500 games, Xenon 2 Mega Blast. All of which means I got to experience a new film, but infused with a deep sense of nostalgia and familiarity, which was wonderful. Fun fact 2, when you talked about the special effects used in Escape from New York, it reminded me of an episode of VFX Artists React from earlier this year. When Snake flies the glider into New York, it looks like he has a CGI 3D wireframe map of the city, but even that was apparently too computationally challenging in 1981, so it's actually a practical in-camera effect.
That's cool.
Using a scale model with reflective tape.
That's great.
Which is wild. Fun fact 3, when Dave this is really specific.
Oh, no.
Talked about planning the last few mouthfuls of a meal. That really struck a chord, as I do the same, albeit to an order of magnitude more obsessively. I have planned the order in which I eat my food for my whole life, to the extent I will actually assemble perfectly proportioned piles on my plate for the last 5 mouthfuls or so. I can still feel the disappointment from taking the last bite of a curry many years ago, only to find that the morsel of tandoori chicken I'd been saving was actually a lump of undercooked potato.
This happens sometimes. No. This happens, yeah.
Bonus fact, it turns out I'm autistic. Lol.
Yeah.
Fun fact 4, this is the fact that prompted me to level up from occasional commenter to first-time emailer and write to you. Nathan mentioned this morning, whenever this was happening, that he once lived on Liberty Street in Kennington, and in a cosmic coincidence, so did I. But even more bizarrely, I also realised that it was while living there 9 years ago that I first discovered PlayStation Access. I can remember lying on my sofa binging Friday features and one-on-onesies, feeling like I'd been invited to be part of a wonderful friendship. That leads me to finishing with a deep and heartfelt thank you to you all. I have watched and laughed along with you for almost 10 years, and I genuinely believe that you are the best content creators on YouTube. Wow, that's extremely kind. I haven't read this bit. I've stopped reading after the potatoes. I thought it was brilliant. For me, everything you put out captures lightning in a bottle for one simple reason: the depth of the friendship you share. It doesn't matter what you were talking about, games, films, football, or whatever, because it's all woven together with love and respect for each other that permeates every pixel of your work.
Not football.
As someone with autism, I've always struggled to make and maintain friendships, and so it's occasionally bittersweet, but also an always wonderful privilege to share in yours. Thank you, and please don't ever stop. Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. What a lovely message.
That was nice. And maybe people who live in on our old streets throughout our lives are all fans of Access. That's like maybe a weird quirk.
Anyone from the Oaks in Taunton listening?
Any Oaks listeners? Yeah. Or actually, my parents still live on my old street, so
don't go there.
They should put a shit blue plaque up from wherever Rob used to live in Taunton.
Do you reckon anyone's ever put their own blue plaque up?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Awful. Me too. I reckon they have.
Definitely.
Not me though.
What
honest.
kind of person would do that? Yeah. The Charles Dickens.
I was going to say, we obviously do a really good job at pretending we're really good friends.
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, and yet Rob has never taken a single recommendation of any of ours for watching a single thing ever.
No.
I definitely have. We did a whole podcast on it.
That is also true.
That doesn't count.
I only did it for a podcast.
Okay, this next email is from Amelios Luca, who says, "Hey gents, A lot of great series this year. I've watched quite a few movies I had not seen in years or ever, and others that gave me new perspectives, hearing you wax lyrical on them. Although I can't deny the laughs the Alien movies and Alien Earth series provided, with and without Ian Holm's contribution, my favourite has to be the Matrix series. I was in the car listening as one of your later episodes had wrapped, and my pod app decided to queue up the episode on Matrix Reloaded again. I remembered it, but listened again anyway and proceeded to crack up all over again. Agent Smith copying squirrels, oh yeah, and Neo power levels. One of the best hours of podcast ever recorded, in my humble opinion.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I know you all try to stay positive and understand the follies of just making fun of bad movies, but you three can make an hour of hilarity when you watch those types of movies or series. I'm not asking you to hunt down movies that you know are at least one of you hated. I just hope you don't hold back when you do watch something that is just complete shit.
What an interesting message just before we watched the prequel trilogy.
I also loved and hated Matrix Reloaded. Lots of love, Amelios in Toronto.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think the prequel. I'm going to enjoy the prequels.
I'm not going to deliberately hate them.
I genuinely think Attack of the Clones is terrible. The other two I think have redeeming features for sure. But Attack of the Clones, we talk about bits in movies. There's not a single. I sit there thinking, oh, the next bit is this. Oh, the next bit is this. There's not one thing where I'm like, at least I'll get to see something.
There are, I know what you're saying. There are those bits in The Phantom Menace. Every time I think of Jar Jar Binks, it makes me genuinely sad. Just sad.
Oh,
this is
going to be podcast gold.
Every time you mention Jar Jar Binks, I think about the behind the scenes documentary with George Lucas talking about how Jar Jar Binks is the key, and like, if he doesn't work, then the whole movie doesn't work. It's like, I
remember watching an interview. I think it was with Ahmed Best,
who
does the voice of Jar Jar Binks, and he was saying. It's supposed to have been before the critical consensus came out. And he was just very excited in this interview. He was like, this is the first time we've just seen an outright funny character in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, we had R2-D2 and C-3PO. But they weren't just funny. Like, Jar Jar Binks is just funny. I'm so excited. So excited to play the first outright just funny character.
Jar Jar Binks is not at all funny. And as much as I don't know if you mean, he doesn't do any jokes. You know, he doesn't say anything clever or interesting or wry. He's just a funny looking character who is a klutz. It's just farce.
I'm sure we'll talk about this when we get to the series, but the Ahmed stuff is... Like, I'm glad I can't remember what later series he was in. Obviously had a horrible time.
I have no ill will towards Ahmed.
No, of course.
Oh, yeah, he was in something that was really good, and he was really good in it.
And he was himself in it. It might have been Obi-Wan. He was like a Jedi character in something.
I think about this a lot, about those, I mean, Ewan McGregor and, your man there.
Hayden.
No, not Hayden so
Jake
much.
Lloyd?
No.
Liam Neeson,
kind of insulated from it, already had careers. But some of those other guys, like especially with the prequel trilogy, the first movies to be made, Star Wars movies to be made really after the original trilogy, you would just think this is it. I have just got my career absolutely made. I'm going to be in 3 of the biggest movies of all time. And then for it to be complete killer career death to do them. I think it's the same.
I can't help thinking about just Jar Jar's serious face where he's casting the vote that condemns the galaxy. he looks like someone's dressed up a dog and put them like in Parliament.
Yeah. I think it's kind of the same for the sequel trilogy as well. Not saying that those people don't have careers; they definitely do. But it's to think you think you're going to be part of an amazing series of movies that's going to make you a lot of money and a lot of fame, and in fact. That just turned into a massive disappointment.
Incredibly difficult things come along with that stuff.
Yes.
Even if it had been a huge success. This new cast has been able to articulate that in a way which I think was impossible for older cast.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. It's tough.
Interesting stuff.
With Jake Lloyd as well, I think, didn't have a particularly great time.
He didn't?
After this. He was in, I can't remember whether it was before Star Wars, but Jingle All the Way, one of my favourite Christmas movies. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Turbo Man?
Yeah, he's looking for the Turbo Man action figure.
I do think that George Lucas might be terrible at casting people. And I say that because reading about the original trilogy getting made, it seemed like all the big casting decisions were made by other people begging him to cast these specific people. Like that's true of Mark Hamill definitely and Harrison Ford. I'm not too sure about Carrie Fisher, whether that was a George call or not, but who's obviously excellent. But I think he
delegated so much stuff. Why didn't he delegate the casting?
You can see in the behind the scenes on the prequels, you can see here the audition with Jake Lloyd and like 2 other people, and Jake Lloyd, I'm sorry, Jake, is terrible. He's terrible, and there's this other kid who is amazing,
nailing it. I know.
And it's like that's the kid right there. That kid, like even
Jake's head's big like a football. That's what I like.
Natalie Portman is sort of like eye rolling and sighing, like acting next to Jake Lloyd in this audition. Like, yeah, this kid's not the one.
Oh man, I've got to see this footage.
Yeah.
The problem is that we bring everything we know about those films to watching those behind the scenes.
But I do think maybe George Lucas is bad at casting. But anyway,
yeah, he's good at so many.
And he's so big by that point.
Do you think
no one? You know, he's like a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like,
think a kid that nailed Anakin would that have changed anything?
He would have made the films better. Yeah,
I don't know,
because he would have been there in episodes 2 and 3.
No, and you know the writing is also terrible. I'll try spinning.
That's a good trick.
That's a good trick. I mean,
hey, we got to save all this for our watch of the. Or maybe this is the negative part now, and then we'll watch it with fresh eyes.
You could even argue like Daisy Ridley. Like, where's her?
Surely
you'd think, okay, she's going to be the biggest star, the biggest film star in the world.
Has done some good films since. Was that Swimming the Channel movie this year? Last year?
Yeah, I watched that. I enjoyed that.
But then, sort of horribly, sort of caught up in the Star Wars machine of not making films, where they announced, is it one film or a fucking trilogy of films?
Definitely one,
and they just haven't made it.
No, I don't think Daisy Ridley is good in Star Wars.
I do.
I don't. Yeah. I think that it's a good character, like good for Star Wars to have. But in the first movie, she's just like she's pretty wooden.
I need to rewatch it.
I think genuinely, it's just the like. I think, and she's talked about this. Just the holy shit! I'm in a Star Wars movie. Like, imagine walking into set. And there's like,
I just think her presence
80 people there.
Do you know, that's the thing about Hamill and a lot of that older cast as well is just there's something innate in who they are and the way they carry themselves, which was exactly right and I felt the same about Daisy Ridley, which is so much about, I guess that is, a lot of that is just cast the right person, and then maybe you're right, the performance isn't great, but all I can remember, I've only seen that film maybe twice, I think, but the first time I saw it, I was just like, everyone in this film is really good and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Maybe since I didn't enjoy The Last Jedi, I've thought more highly of, you know what I mean? Maybe in my head I'm kidding myself that I enjoyed it more than
I do think, though, just the stress, you know, when they made Star Wars, the crew are laughing at them, thinking, what is this shit movie? And they're basically nobodies apart from Alec Guinness and Peter Cushing, who obviously like big guys. But coming to make The Force Awakens, you must be just like shitting your pants. Like, oh my God. This is Star Wars. This is like, but then you've 30 years of history.
You've got the warning of the prequels, though.
Yeah,
and they probably turned out somewhere in the middle.
But even the prequels they'd started to become fan favorite. You know, the rhetoric around them was turning. The positivity was growing.
Well, we'll put a stop to that.
Yes, that's right.
I'm not sure we will.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen with the sequels. I don't know if people grew up with the sequels in the same way.
Well, they will now. This is what will happen.
Potentially.
They will. That'll be happening now.
Rob, talking about Ella watching Star Wars, surely you've considered showing her The Phantom Menace and starting there. That's a real kids movie.
It's a real piece of shit. That's maybe why he's not considered it.
See, it's. I think she would like it probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a tough decision.
I don't want her to like it.
It's a tough decision.
It's tough.
Do another bag.
One more email from me, and then we'll go to Patreon comments with Dave.
Let's see how many I can stuff in.
Brendan says, "Hi guys, just wanted to add my experience with Star Wars. I watched them in chronological order. I saw The Phantom Menace in the cinema. My big take: the best thing about it was cut in half."
Nice.
Good sentence, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I finally got around to watching the original trilogy in the 2010s, yes, I know, I enjoyed episode 4. I loved episode 5, and I enjoyed a chunk of episode 6, although it began like a musical. Did it? I don't know what he's talking about.
Jabba the Hutt. Is there singing in Jabba the Hutt's palace?
Yeah,
Oh, there
but
is
that
some
wasn't in
singing
the
there,
original. That wasn't in the original.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that in our next big
we will.
episode. I have since loved Andor, Mando, and the best Star Wars of all, Rogue One.
Yeah.
I'm hearing this opinion a fair bit recently.
You seem to just hate that there's an opinion.
I need to watch Rogue One again. I really do, because I've seen it once on a plane.
Why don't you watch Andor?
The thing is, if you really want to watch it, you've got to watch
Andor's-
Andor.
Oh my God. Don't be ridiculous.
What?
I've got to watch a God knows how many episodes of a show from last year to enjoy a movie from 10 years ago.
No, to really enjoy it. That's what I'm saying. And what's ridiculous is, yes, they pulled that off. They created something 10 years later or whatever it was that actually makes the original text so much better. It's an incredible feat.
Well,
You don't have to watch it. I'm just showing you the path to really enjoying
I'm not
something.
going to watch Andor.
Okay, it's fine.
Everyone liked Rogue One before Andor came out.
I really liked Rogue One, but let me tell you, watching it after having watched Andor is a special gift, indeed.
Rob, I'll swap. I'll play Final Fantasy VII if you.
Oh my God, that's so
I
bad.
don't want you to play Final Fantasy VII.
Good, because I was never going to
shouldn't.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like it, and I would hate listening to you talking about it.
I'm going to do a podcast about Final Fantasy VII.
Oh my God, people would really like that, I think.
P.S.
Rob wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I would hate it. P.S. Even not being the biggest fan of the franchise, I found myself a bit pissed off seeing Luke just throw that saber away. Meh, 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 meh. God's sake. All the best for Christmas and the New Year, Brendan. Thanks, Brendan.
I actually agree with Brendan. I was a bit sad about that too.
Oh my God, so much. It's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, we're going to get started. I don't want to start. But
We've got to do the- we gotta
even
do the
Mark Hamill's
sequels.
like,
We
this
should
isn't
maybe do
Luke.
the
We
sequels.
have to
This
do
isn't
the
Luke.
sequels. We can't watch 6 Star Wars movies and then just go away
No.
When would we
And-
do it though?
after we've
After
watched
this.
the prequels.
Yeah.
Straight after the
Yeah.
prequels?
Well, wouldn't that make the most sense?
When should we watch Andor?
Yeah, I've seen Andor. I can't wait to watch it again in the future. You know, in
On
like
the
10 years'
podcast
time, I'm
with
going to
Rob.
watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Let's see if I can get through some comments that we had on the Patreon post.
Yes.
And thank you to everybody for responding to this so quickly, because we gave you, I think, maybe
One
12
day.
hours of,
Yeah.
or slightly more, 16 hours of time. And we've had some excellent emails and comments. Starting with Bill Caesar, who says, if not for this pod, I'd never have watched 10 seasons of Doctor Who, going from Eccleston.
10 seasons.
And Rob can't watch 2 seasons of Andor.
And I don't think that was this year, but it's still a good comment. Going from Eccleston, the only one I'd seen back in the day, all the way up to Capaldi. It was a hell of a time investment.
Doctor Who's great.
And I thank you for it. Hell, I even got into Torchwood, which I really
wow.
enjoyed, and is probably more up my street than Doctor Who.
You're a pervert.
But I'd never have even tried either, if not for the miniseries you did on Getting Dave to watch them.
Oh, that's
I
great.
do miss the little timeline factoids that Nath used to do at the beginning of the episodes, like he did during the Alien
I
series
miss the
and
work.
Star Trek,
The
etc.
work. We miss the work.
But I
everyone.
understand that it's not always possible, and it's obviously a huge time investment when it comes to researching. But I did find them interesting.
Imagine expecting people to make their podcasts good.
Yes,
How
I'm starting to
dare
wonder
you.
why I listened to this. It used to have something about it. Jonesy on Patreon says, the community you have helped create, it's refreshing to feel able to comment and read comments that are supportive and not judgy or negative towards others in the community. Lots of other groups could learn from this group of people.
That's
And
so nice.
Congratulations to the community. I don't feel like we've had any part in that, really.
No.
They are definitely...
I
you
want to
know,
give credit to the community, but I will say that
you do an awful lot of moderation.
no,
and
we really don't. I think we've set a particular tone, but I feel like it's I think it's more luck than judgment, or a little bit innate. And it's come from the work that we've done previously as well. Because I wanted to say, and maybe credit is due to Holly Bennett here, but like the PlayStation Access community is by and large, it's obviously bigger than this community, but it's and lots of crossover. But it's really quite nice. And
It
when,
is.
when we
Yeah.
talk to other people about their communities, often they're quite surprised about, they say, "Well, that's unusual," and we're
Yeah.
like, well, I haven't really known anything else.
I think a community is a reflection of the people and content that
I think so.
have grown with it.
Well, I definitely
I
think
think well done us.
I definitely think
it's
that
all because of us.
the PlayStation
Well done.
Access content is unusually and like
Wholesome.
positive and wholesome in a good way that the internet needs, because it is so easy to.
Well, I guess if you're looking for toxic stuff so that you're more likely to go into the comments and also be mean and judgmental about stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess there's less of that, apart from about Jar Jar Binks, who's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. As much as anything, Holly Bennett just set up an amazing comment filtering system that instantly deletes every kind of bad word.
It's like a force field. Come at us. Come on to PlayStation Access and try and write anything.
Yeah, it's absolutely sewn up. It's really, really great.
You can't write that.
That won't get through.
Nope.
You have to be a bot nowadays to get through.
Just a picture of
They're still coming through.
Jonesy goes on to say, my favourite series have been Indiana Jones, Memories About Video Stores, 1991, and my personal favourite, John Carpenter. Oh, we've all fallen foul of John Carpenter today. And I'm already loving the Star Wars series, which are my all-time favourites, but it's all been good. The podcast has mainly reminded me how much I love cinema and has encouraged me to go back through my vast and varied collection and just watch movies and enjoy them. Thank you guys for taking the time to do these podcasts. Here's to hopefully many, many more. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I love end of year content on everything, like content. But like when you get end of the year wrap ups for like in the papers and on TV and whatever, and people are doing their podcasts and all of that stuff. And I really enjoy it, and because you always forget about all the stuff you've done and seen over the year. I feel like obviously it's arbitrary, but it's also just a nice point to just be able to. And I've forgotten loads of the stuff we did on this pod, and I think it's probably fair to say that over the last 2 or 3 months, that all three of us have been unusually busy as we sort of torpedo towards the end of the year. So isn't it weird that we did a 1991 series? I was just thinking, picked that. I really enjoyed it as well.
I did.
Oh, it's because of Robin Hood, wasn't it? That was
and someone else says, that it's nice that the series based on a year are good because we just get to watch a bunch of different. It's like genre. There's no link apart from the year. It's like what should we see? And also just to say to Jonesy's point, like actually, I'm grateful this year for for getting me to watch movies. A, because I've been so busy, and I think I'd watch fewer movies without it. B, just because society has changed. Like no one's going to the cinema. I used to, again, my life has changed a bit, so it's harder for me at the moment to go to the cinema. I definitely want to go back. And C, just because it feels like movies are now second fiddle to TV shows. Everyone at work is always talking about the latest series, and there are loads of great series, and series are investments, as Rob pointed out, of like at least 8 hours probably nowadays. And then there's the next one, and then the next one, and so like movies are taking a bit of a backseat, I feel, in certainly my life, but they're my favourites, and it's great to have this reason to keep watching movies. So thank you, me. Harry Rieta on Patreon says, I've really enjoyed the podcast all year and I love the humour you bring to discussions. My favourite series was the David Lynch one, mainly because that made me watch Mulholland Drive, which for me is one of the greatest films I've ever seen.
Oh, great.
Which is good, and that was a good watch.
I've got this, I was thinking about this the other day, I can't remember why. Maybe Instagram was trying once again to sell me a jumper with Mulholland Drive on it, but that series, I must have been in the States for something, and there was a delay to my flight, and I had to spend an evening at a random airport hotel in Denver.
Oh yeah,
and that's when I had to watch Mulholland Drive for this, and I watched it in the hotel room.
Were you slightly jet lagged or something?
That Instagram algorithm is scarily powerful.
It's so good that it just knows what I like. Snoopy and David Lynch. That's all it
It knows things about me, Instagram, that I have not told anyone.
Oh no.
Anyone.
Oh God.
It's listening to you as you cry about them at night.
No, I'm not talking about like bad, terrible things, but just things I don't vocalize.
Like what?
I don't know.
And I won't say.
But it's like I'll see all of a sudden like a whole bunch of posts that are like digging into a particular anxiety I have right now.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, when you do this, and you think this. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been thinking about this week.
Yeah.
How is Instagram doing that? I don't know. This is not a discussion for this podcast.
No.
But it's quite scary.
But also, there is the possibility that Instagram put the seed in your head originally anyway.
No, it didn't. It definitely didn't.
Okay. I'm just saying. Jamie on Patreon said, loved having the podcast to listen through the year, but there can only be one favourite moment, and it was when Nath nearly murdered a child, followed by Rob's heinous act as a 4-year-old. Can't remember what I was doing, but I was in the lab, maybe dealing with dangerous chemicals, and burst out laughing.
We never said what that was, did we?
No, Rob's heinous act. No, we didn't. Thanks for the laughs, and we shan't.
No,
only the Instagram algorithm knows.
The Instagram algorithm does know.
I've genuinely forgotten anyway, so that's good.
Thanks for the laughs. We'll happily stay a member and excited to see what you all do next year. Looking forward to listening to some more podcasts on my 9-hour drive this Saturday from Oxford to Aberdeen. So there you go.
Hey, that's another.
That's similar
Oxford
to
to
it's almost
Aberdeen.
Sydney to Brisbane, that.
I have actually remembered now what Rob did. So.
All I remember is what his mum said. And let's do one last comment on Patreon from Sarah without the H, who says, honestly, I am here for the banter and the fun. I don't mind which movies you talk about. Some are for me, some aren't. I simply enjoy listening to three best friends talk about life and a bit about movies. I like that you feel comfortable enough to share some personal stories as well and just hang out with us. It's easily relatable. Who didn't have to get some drunk people home in Japan or elsewhere at least once in their life, or injure themselves while trying to get up on a water boy island like a stranded whale, or find bootleg things with their dad when they were children? I enjoy just hanging out and passing the time with you guys. Thanks for doing it, and thanks for sticking with us for another year. Let's have a few drinks and some laughs one day. P.S. Consider forgiving Sarah for her Star Wars views, which I haven't read yet or heard.
I don't know about that.
Sarah's...
Actually, I signed it from me and you. It was Sarah saying that she did not enjoy Star Wars, and I said
that's the opinion. I do not enjoy Star Wars.
It wasn't quite that stark, but
okay.
It was one of the few comments I felt compelled to reply to, and I put your name. I thought you'd agree, so I put your name.
I do agree. Well, I don't know what you said, but yes.
I just said
I do like Star
fuck
Wars.
you. Love from Nathan and Dave.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'll consider your opinion anyway.
Have we thought about future plans? Much? Were we going to do anything on that?
Well,
I've got some comments about
we're doing the sequels as well.
I've got a few quick.
That'll take us to Feb.
I've got a few quick
no
comments
more thinking about it until Feb.
About future plans, also from Patreon, which I'll quickly read out. Ryan Huntley said, I'd like to see actor-specific series. You each pick a Nick Cage movie, and the chat gets to pick one would be great. Franchises are all well and good, but can get a bit tedious when you get 4+ weeks of just variations on the same theme.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. And also, especially when, there's maybe one great film, and then a good film, and then 4 bad films.
Yeah, or 6 bad films.
I think it's good when there are bad films. Personally, I find it boring when we just do a whole series of good things. There's got to be some bad stuff.
Have we ever done a series of just good things? I'm trying to think.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But then we did The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's right.
And we ended up quite liking The Hobbit, from what I remember.
Wow.
Really?
We felt very
Oh my
differently
God,
about-
I was away for that. You can't have liked the last movie. You cannot.
Did you not listen to the
No, I
episode?
didn't. No,
You
because
didn't
that
even
movie's
listen.
terrible. I don't want to listen to you guys
Can't
struggling
believe you didn't listen
to
to
try and
your own
find something
podcast.
nice to say about it.
I found nice things to say about all 3 of the Hobbit films.
I do think that the profile of like viewing experience I like the least is starting good and then tailing off gradually.
That's how series tend to
That's
go.
the Alien franchise, for sure.
Because they realise they've
Oh, I
got something
really like
good.
Resurrection.
And then they're like, make another one.
But I think there was so many interesting things to discuss in that Alien series of podcasts. I know we got fatigued by the end of it because there's so much Alien. But there's so much good stuff to dig into. Like, you don't want to just be like, oh, that's really good, isn't it? For an hour and a half every week. I like it when there's
a bit of grit.
A little bit of hate.
A little bit
For
of
God's
hate.
sake.
2-minute hate.
Yeah, the dark side. BDT33
A droid, I assume.
suggests on Patreon, at the weekend I rewatched a 2022 film with Joel Edgerton, The Stranger, based on a true story set in Australia. This got me thinking about a potential series for films from Down Under. The Stranger, Red Hill, Wolf Creek, The Proposition being some of my favourites, and let's not forget about Mick Dundee.
Oh my goodness.
And I just thought there's more, but I thought it was interesting. Just a geographic series is an interesting one. Next, Nath, at some point you have to get Rob and Dave to watch The Warriors. This could work with a Walter Hill director series.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Warriors,
Walter
Streets
Hill.
of Fire, 48 Hours and Last Man Standing,
Southern
all
Comfort.
highly recommended. Lastly, my favourite genre, British crime films. Sexy Beast is a contender for my favourite ever film. The Bank Job, Face, and a number of Guy Ritchie films would be great picks.
I saw Face at the cinema. It's got Damon Albarn in it, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll finish with a massive thank you for the work you've done so far. The best compliment I can give is the positive impact you have on my day. I can get through some testing times at work by having your pod on to help me get focused and lighten the mood. Thanks again, and all the best for 2026.
Thank you very much.
And I've got 3 more, which I think we can read out. Frizzy Love says, I've been enjoying this podcast for a while now, and I enjoyed it even more when I cancelled Spotify and got the Patreon instead.
Yeah.
I love hearing you 3 nerd out on various movies and genres. I do think it would be fun to maybe have the occasional guest join you and share their experiences with whatever movie is being watched. Like if one of your partners really loves a movie and had you 3 watch it, and the 4 of you react and share thoughts would be fun. And we've talked about having guests on in the past. I could definitely see that happening at some point.
We do have 4 microphones.
We do have 4 microphones.
It would be interesting for someone to bring a film to us to watch.
Yeah. Or we don't watch the film at all, and they watch it and they tell us about it, and we just listen quietly, and I just shut my eyes and have a little sleep. No, I can definitely see.
I mentioned guests the other day, and you didn't seem that keen, Dave. I will say, you were like,
I'm just trying to think about what it would be like. I'm not against it necessarily.
Dave,
it would alter the vibe.
It would alter the vibe.
It would
for
alter
sure.
the vibe.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be 3 best friends anymore.
No, it would be 4 best friends.
But something to consider anyway. Baroque 10 says, would love to see even more director series. Scorsese, Tarantino, maybe do a poll for directors rather than movies. Just some thoughts.
Lads.
Maybe mix in some classic comedy-based movies. Ooh. Comedy is tough.
Comedy is tough. We should do Ghostbusters though.
Rob obviously hates Will Ferrell, so some of my favourite movies. He hates one of my favourite movies of all time.
Really detest Anchorman.
Yeah, which is one of my faves.
What about Old School?
I've not seen Old School.
That's probably my favourite Will Ferrell movie.
I'd do a Jim Carrey series.
I really am not a huge fan of Jim Carrey.
I never understood. Everyone loved Ace Ventura, and I liked it, but everyone loved it. I didn't really get it.
I liked it. They're both very problematic nowadays, though. There's the first one, which is very transphobic, and the second which is very racist.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
The 90s.
The Mask, is that problematic?
The Mask, I can't remember if it's problematic. I remember it being Cameron Diaz's first ever film.
Yes.
And everyone being like, holy shit.
Well, she's quite breathtaking when she first appears in that movie. Jim Carrey. And then he's maybe at his best when he's not being a comedy.
Liar is great. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Mind.
Liar
I used to love. Eternal Sunshine, yes.
Dumb and Dumber, one of the greatest comedy films ever made.
The Truman Show.
I've seen The Truman Show very recently for the first time.
It didn't seem to land at the time. I feel like it
was an enormous hit.
I don't know.
I was there.
I
don't know what to tell you.
I'm just telling you.
It was pretty big.
In my house.
Okay.
It was just fine.
It was pretty
Well, like, Big Brother was huge at that time, I think. Or maybe it was just before. Maybe it inspired Big Brother to happen.
Before, yeah.
And it just didn't, I remember the hype being massive. Anyway, the last comment on Patreon for today's episode was from Honker Man, who says...
Wait, who?
Honker Man. If there was anything I'd like to see more of, then I would quite like you guys to watch some animated films. It's a medium, not a genre after all, and there's definitely some classics with lots to sink your teeth into. And we haven't watched loads of animated films. I think there is some really interesting stuff out there. I mean,
what have we watched?
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, holy shit! That might be my film of the year for the podcast.
We should have chosen a film of the year from the podcast.
Mine is Ghost in the Shell.
Mine is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
For Christ's sake!
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
So
Why? Why do you like it so much?
I don't know. I can't
it's a very pure like that you have for it.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to pick something I hadn't seen. I really enjoyed Mulholland Drive. I really was surprised by Prince of Darkness. It's not like my favorite film or anything, but I was just Precinct 13. I don't know, something like that. Obviously enjoy films I enjoy finding films I haven't seen before.
I think I enjoy the John Carpenter series more than any of our other series.
That was
a good series.
That was the biggest eye-opener for me, just finding a director whose films I almost just universally liked.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single one of his films I thought was great.
Bangers.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
What a great director he is. And Mulholland Drive was a phenomenal film. Ghost in the Shell, great, because I'd watched it at university and found it really boring, and watched it this time and I was like, my God. In fact, it's going on my 4K Blu-ray physical collection.
Oh, it's going to get added to the collection.
Because just looks fantastic.
It's
That bit where she puts the jacket on at the start.
Yeah.
She goes out of her room, comes back maybe 20 seconds later with the jacket.
It was amazing.
An incredible bit of animation.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Much more than some of the Matrix movies, actually.
I love the first Matrix, though.
The first Matrix is incredible.
I'm going to show that to Ella quite soon, I think.
The Matrix?
First Matrix, yeah.
Oh,
that's a very
good
tense film. I used to get really stressed watching that in the cinema.
Well, we'll see.
I think that's a great choice.
I've shown her the Neo versus Morpheus fight once, just out of context. I was like, watch this. And she was like, whoa, that's so cool.
Correct.
I just think it's the sort of, the armchair philosophy of it.
I ran into her bedroom and was like, Morpheus is fighting Neo. She ran downstairs.
How do you know we're not in the Matrix, Ella? That's the stuff.
Oh,
we could
man.
Man.
How do you know?
I would really like to do a little season on video game movies, just so I can make you both watch Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. It would be hilarious.
We should do that. I think that our audience would enjoy.
I think they would. And
obviously, big crossover.
I really like Batman. I want to do Batman at some point as well.
Oh,
we should do some Batman. The problem is there's so much Batman.
There is,
but
we
need to cut it up.
We could cut it up.
Yeah.
One Batman per. Which ones do you want to watch?
I want to watch the original and Batman Returns. So both the Burton ones.
Yeah.
Probably one of the Schumacher ones. And it would have to be Batman and Robin, just because it's so ridiculous and famous.
Yeah.
I'd watch one of the Nolan trilogy. The Robert Pattinson one, obviously, because it's great.
I know you love that one.
And then I've not actually seen any of the Ben Affleck Batmans.
Batman.
No.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Getting into the sort of more recent Marvel DC stuff we've not done yet. But I would do those first four, and then maybe pause and then come back and do a selection of other ones.
What do you mean by the first four?
2 Michael Keaton, then Val Kilmer, and then George Clooney. First four. I'm not even sure I've ever seen the Val Kilmer one all the way through.
Really?
Yeah. And we're talking about Jim Carrey. You wanted to watch Jim Carrey movie?
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway,
Batman.
We should wrap this up. Thank you for listening, everybody. And thank you for listening not just to this episode, but to all of the episodes throughout the year. We're still in the midst of our Star Wars season, which will be continuing after Christmas with the prequels and maybe the sequels now, as we've discussed. But stay tuned for further plans beyond that. There's loads to pick from. There's, as another email that I didn't read out today pointed out, there's so much great pop culture stuff that we could be in business for years. If we wanted to.
They keep making movies.
They do keep making
movies.
So yeah, thank you very much for listening, everybody. We will see you in the next episode for whatever Star Wars film it is that we're on that time. I can't remember.
Star Wars.
Bye. You've been listening to Redshirt Cinema Club. If you're enjoying the podcast, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just check the link in the description. We'd also love to hear from you. Email us at redshirtcinemaclub@gmail.com or follow us on social media. We'll be back with another episode next Monday. See you then.